Good morning. Welcome to the morning blessings. I have been waiting for you. I am Tessa-Marie, and how are you feeling today? Today is Thursday. Oh my God, the 9th already of January, 9 days into the year 2025. And how are you feeling today? We are here and it's cold. It's minus 12. When I woke up at 4:15, hi Colin, it was minus 15. So how are you feeling today? It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. Hi Nancy, how are you feeling this morning? It is cold in Toronto still, and I'm sure Wisconsin isn't any warmer. There's somebody else here. Like, Instagram is not working. Anyway, here we go. Guess what? Hi Roslyn, good morning. Good morning, Dawn. You're back already? Oh, that's great. I am drinking golden triangle tea. Good. Oh, here is Lisa. Good morning, Lisa. Welcome back. How are you feeling today? I am drinking golden triangle tea. Look at it. Golden triangle, they call it tea. But actually, it's a golden triangle drink. No alcohol. What is in this golden triangle thing is good for your nerves, for your, it has turmeric, cinnamon, ginger, almond essence, and then it has some grated nutmeg and honey. So it's a really nice soothing tea. And of course, turmeric is good for you. Cinnamon is good. You can, and then of course we all know ginger, mastermind. And I just forgot. Sometimes I put a pinch of clove powder in there, just a little, because I grind my own clove a little bit, and it feels really tasty. So that's what I'm having today: golden triangle tea. I think they call it golden triangle because most of the things they say come from India, but we have them growing all over the world where it's tropical also. Anyway, today is the 9th day of 2025. And it's a very important morning. Oh, Don, you're just leaving. I might not be able to listen. We'll do on rebroadcast. Oh, yeah. Don is going to the customs in Dominica to pick up her Christmas gifts. They just arrived yesterday. So she has to go and get them and maybe pay a fine. I'm looking forward to that. She's going to tell me, why did you have to send this and they charged me so much for it? Anyway, here we are. And today is Thursday. So it's our creative momentum day. We must find our state of creative momentum. And now, ladies, do not tell me, Tessa-Marie, I'm done, I'm retired, I do not have to create. I know for sure that you guys create. I saw a game that Lisa created for her grandsons, and I really would like to duplicate it one day with my granddaughter when she comes over. And that's a creative thing. So you're doing something. So do not go around saying you don't create people, because you all do. Nancy is constantly creating quilts and this and that. And one of those things we have to remember, we are still in a state of creativity, no matter how old we are. I will tell you guys what's going on. I did lace draping. I don't know if any of you know that, but I've always been in the creative thing. And I did lace draping. And I lace drape. Lace draping is like a hook like this. Anyway, it's lace draping with a crochet hook, but you have this thing. And I lace draped a sweater. And it must have been in between 69 and 75. I did it. I can't remember. And it is it's cream, but really soft. And the wool, the yarn was beautiful, not wool, because I'm allergic to wool. And I have it, and I decided I'm going to not take it apart, I'm going to cut it and remake a quilt for my granddaughter, my new coming granddaughter. And that is going to be creative because I have to do this and not lose a thread. And pulling one thread in anything knitted or crocheted or lace draped, the whole thing falls off. So it's going to be quite a challenge. But I want to do it. It's not going to be, it's really big because in those days, remember, everything was nice, soft woolen sweaters. It was getting out of the hippie era. So you can imagine. But it's actually very pretty. And it was, for some reason, I kept it. And I went through my cedar chest and I came across it and I go, wow. Just to know, well, it's that old, the threads, anything. So I put it through the wash by special products, by hand, and it came out looking as brilliant as it was. That is the quality of the product that we got 40 years ago. You know, it's not the same. When you go to the store to buy stuff, it's not the same. So that is my creative momentum. What are you going to create? Colin has to create a fabulous meal every day. And hello, Betty, how are you feeling this morning? So no matter how old you are, there is something you can create. It's a matter of being aware. You were created to create. You were created. They didn't say you were made with a hammer and a nail. I don't even know how to tell it to you. But if you were created, you can create. Those of you who share the things you do, like all through the Christmas season, Nancy was creating sourdough bread, giving to the neighbors, and we all did that. We all did shortbread and handed it. When I came back from Christmas, there was a little can, a little tin with cookies from one of my neighbors, still sitting on the front steps at the door, and they were frozen solid, but they were there. So we create. So even if you are retired and you're not working, or you no longer sew as much as you did, or knitted or crocheted as much as you did, but something triggers you, and that is your innate desire to create something. It's in us. Nobody can take it away. And that is why I'm talking about creativity today. It's not because of what I'm going to do with that sweater. And I'll show you the sweater before I take it apart so that you can see what it looks like. And it has a turtleneck and it fell. It was just a stunning thing. And if you're already 125 pounds, it was almost a dress in those days, but it wasn't. And you couldn't wear that all the time. But there it is. Throw it away, give it away to somebody that maybe haven't got, it's a history. So what do you have that you would pass on, that you have put some effort into, to somebody that you love? And you have that creative ability to show somebody, hey, this is what I did. No, my granddaughter might never enjoy it for that purpose, but one day somebody has said, your grandmother created this, she made it, she reinvented it, so you can have that. It will disintegrate because everything else, including us, will disintegrate. So it's not because of that. As you guys remember, it's not because of the decision I made earlier this year to create something out of that sweater. I wrote this headline. Remember I said I kept getting all these topics for them, and I was writing to 2025. And that one was written on November 22nd. We must develop our creative momentum. We must find our state of creative momentum. So, coincidence, confirmation, I don't know. But I had that topic in November, and all of these topics, as you can see, the book is going this way, and they're going. I don't know, every day I would get them, and I just wrote them down. So what I'm saying is, at that time, I didn't know I would actually have a point, an opening that I can create from what I created. I can recreate it. So listen to me carefully. You can recreate yourself. That's where we have to understand that. We had a certain attitude, behavior, or how we did things. And now we can recreate what we did in a different way to suit the time of our life. So we can no longer ride a bike and use the tip of our running shoe as the brake. We might no longer be able to get on the bike and go for hours, but can we modify that and ride the bike 10 minutes around our street for one day? Recreating how we did. The biggest act of recreation we should honor is the one of our personality. When we were young, we got angry, we flew off the handle. Now, at the time of our life where we are, we tend not to do that. And somebody said to me, you know, the older you get, the more vocal you become, the more bold you become. And my response to that was this: is it the same way? Or do you speak your boldness with a smile inside of you instead of rage or anger or high negative emotion? And she said, it's funny you should say that. It's almost a smile of contentment. I state my case and I walk away, she said. I no longer stand and expect a retort or a fight. I just say what I have to say and I move in the direction I want to go. She recreated herself. We do that all the time. We recreate how we do things. I observe my life a lot because I listen and observe. So, the girls are gone, so it's me and myself and my God and me. My energies, my angels, my thoughts, my observation. So, instead of always washing the few dishes that I use every day, and always wash, good morning, Jean, how are you? I recreated something. The thing I recreated for me was, why do you have 11,000 mugs then? If you are washing the mugs every day, you have a dishwasher. Load the dishwasher every day with what you use. Do not spend time standing at the sink doing dishes because you only have a few. Why put it in the dishwasher? Load, rinse it and stack it in there. When it's full, turn it on. You will never run out of knives and forks. You know that, right? And spoons and mugs and cups and glasses and whatever. We've got them. So that was reinventing because I like tidiness. I like things in order. I want it done. So to avoid that, I'm thinking, well, you have to wash a few cups and a plate and a dish and put it on a drain board. Ditch the drain board. Wash them or rinse them and stack them in the dishwasher. If it takes 2 weeks to fill it, so be it. So I recreated my ways of doing things. So that's what we're doing today. We must find our state of creative momentum. We are free to live in an energized state of creative momentum all the time. We reinvent ourselves. But that is not really reinventing. We are recreating our thoughts, words, and actions. Like when my friend said, I feel I'm free to speak because no, I'm a senior. And when I said, no, you always spoke. The difference is, as a senior or as a person that has retired or older human or experienced citizen, you seem to do it with a certain amount of charm. You don't take things on seriously at all anymore. You are recreating. Constantly we are recreating our thoughts, words, and actions. And that is really important. No. Our job is to create and let go. Create and let go. Step up and let go. Do it and let it go. Do it and be concerned with ourselves for doing it. Feel how we are feeling. Know that we can fulfill our dream goals and desires or whatever we want to create. We do not have to get approval from anyone, even when we were tiny. Think of those of us with the children very small around us, and maybe we were very young. And they were constantly recreating. They did something they didn't like, on to the next. We were like that because we were also children. But somewhere along the line, somebody told us, hey, people are going to watch you and criticize you and may form opinions about you, and you should avoid that at all costs and make assumptions. So naturally, we stop recreating when we did something. The key to success and happiness, it is, that's so true, John. We must remember, when we decide to take up our responsibility, our job, to create and let go, every day of our lives, all through our lives, we are free to be happy, optimistic, and don't give a damn. I did it, you say. It wasn't good, your friend said. Yeah, but I did my best. Isn't that a better attitude? That only comes as you become a more experienced human being. So no matter who you are, and where you are, and what you do or you don't do, you are in a constant flow of creating, recreating, modifying. Is creating, changing is creating. You are free to say no. When you were told from the day you could understand English, no, and don't tell me no. And then one day they said, when you see drugs, you say no to drugs. But then you can't say no, can you? Because they took it away. They told you you couldn't use it. But now you know, you can say no. But you recreate no. I have recreated saying no. If somebody asks me to go somewhere, do something, participate, and I do not want to do it, I never say no. What I say is, I would prefer to do this. See? But when I was Tessa-Marie of old, I said, no, I don't want to do that. What is wrong with you? I don't ask me to do. Don't tell me what to do. Exactly. But now, because of that certain something, of the different way to create, I found out I get better positive results from them and reaction from them by saying, I would prefer to do dinner before the movie or out or do something. No, let's go to this place. But I would prefer to do this. Let's go to the Rose Garden. There's an entire whole thing on Kingston Road. Let's go see that. Recreating my behavior of old into something brand new, because this is where I am in my life. We are always recreating. Do not doubt it and say, I have nothing to do. Yes, you do. Suddenly, when somebody gives you another mug for Christmas, you realize, no. What can I do with this? Not another mug. No, don't give me any more knickknacks, my friend says, for the table. This is more things to dust. But remember when we would go and get them? I'll talk to you later. Okay, have fun in the city. Remember we used to go buy them and display them? And now as soon as somebody gives it, who can I give it to? Who can I donate? Where can I donate it? And that is, again, a form of recreation. Good morning, Kimberly. How are you feeling this morning? So, we must find our state of creative momentum as long as we are alive. We must remember, we are free to live in an energized state of creative momentum. We should not concern ourselves with the opinions and the assumptions made by others, because we are creating or recreating ourselves. We choose how to speak in a different way. We've been down that road before. We know where the potholes are. And now we are more careful in our thought, in our words, because now we have decided we know how to recreate and recreate all the time, no matter what it is. As I said, I refuse to do the dishes every night. Instead, rinse them and load the dishwasher. It's going to take maybe a week or two to load it. You're a bit under the weather, but I'm amazing. You're under the weather is sometimes something we have to do. Breathe and drink water, and I am amazing. Never mind how low you are under the weather. You can breathe, and that's above the weather. So remember, it's going to take me 2 weeks maybe to fill this dishwasher, but I am not doing dishes again. I am recreating my method. And that's what life is all about. Always recreating what you did yesterday to improve on it today. And that is why our job is to create and let go. Every day of our lives, all through our lives, we should create and let go. Let the universe and God decide what it is. Is it good enough? Did you put a great job into it? Did you? And if you know that, you just and walk away. Now, we must, you see, create, because we have no idea when the great thing will show up. So we are creating because we have no idea when what we create is the greatest thing that could ever be created. And don't tell me, Tessa-Marie, what I do is not the greatest thing that can ever be recreated. You don't know that. Your job is to create. Your job is not to make an assumption or an opinion that what you're going to create will never be the greatest thing ever created. When the two German gentlemen created the Gestetner machine, did they think that it would never, did they think it would be a computer, a typewriter, and you didn't have to type on a thick paper, right? Did they? Or they just saw a need and they created it, not caring what is done with it later. Their job was to create. That was the gift they were given. That was the talent that came rushing at them. You know what you're good at. You know that gift and that talent that you have. And I know so because I had to recognize those that I had. I love to share. I love to give. I go crazy when somebody comes to visit me and I do not have something to give them to live with. My happiest times was when I owned the ceramic studio. I always had a piece of ceramic to give to somebody. And maybe they don't like it, they don't appreciate it. That's none of my business. My job was to do that, like you create. Do not concern yourself about what you're doing is not good enough for the people that know you. You cannot please anybody all the time, or all the buddies all the time. The man and his son left their village on the back of a donkey. No. They were walking, and the donkey was walking free of load. They decided they'll just walk behind the donkey or walk with the donkey. Village number 1, when they left their own village, people saw them and said, oh, look at those two fools. They are walking when they have these beasts that they could ride. So the father put his son on the donkey. Next village, look at this. He's walking, and he has his son on the donkey. Boom. He climbs on the back of the donkey. Third village, look at those two horrible human beings burdening the poor beast with their weight. They got off. And that's when they realized they couldn't please people in 3 different villages. What they had started with in their village was the best thing for them. So this is what we all have to remember. The things that you're doing, if you're doing it so you please the neighbors, then do they care? Or is that going to change their way of how they think about you? It doesn't matter. What matters the most is how you feel when you do the things that you're supposed to do. I love it. I feel it. I did my best. And that is why, no matter where you start in life, as the little kids are showing you, they keep creating, they keep building, they keep doing things, they do their best. And when we have to work for a living, some of us do our best and some of us are able to just cruise through it. And then when we come to the time when we no longer are employed and we are retired, we are told we should not do anything. But as I said, if you're going to babysit 2 boys and it's winter, what do you do with them? Let them trash the house? Or you channel their energy by giving them something to do? You have to create. You go back to what you did when you were this school teacher or when you were this whatever, and you set it up and you prepare for them. And even when you do this, right, Lisa, you find out that next time I will modify it. That's what you said. I'm going to make it this way. Why? Again, you're recreating. You are not dead. Do not let anybody tell you, because hey, you're 50, you should give up. You're 45, you should start winding down. Wind down to go where? The one thing that will chase us, no matter whatever we do, it will come. I had to explain this to the lady at Home Depot when she was just so red in the face. And all I could see was her blue hair flying in all different directions. They weren't moving, but there was so much an emotion. And you have 20, you're only supposed to have 10. She couldn't let me explain to her that I have 20 because I'm going to go back in the line and come back. You know how I got her to stop? I said, lady, I am retired. And the only place I know that I must go to is the cemetery. And I have no intention of going there. It will have to chase me down. Shocked her. She got redder, then she went blue, then she went purple, and then she became beige again. And the people in the line started laughing. This man tapped him on my shoulder and said, I'm going to use that next time. But I had to come up, I had to reinvent my thought, my words, so I could get her to just chill and realize, hey, there's no reason to work yourself up into that. They don't pay you enough to do this. But maybe she had an ache. She wasn't 12, she wasn't 20, she wasn't 30, she was older. And maybe she's doing this because she had to recreate herself to feed herself. Do you understand that? We are constantly in a state of recreation. Late in the year, Nancy took a quilt that was tons of years old. She showed it to me. And then she had to recreate it for that person. So life is recreating. They said we do not have to reinvent the wheel, but we can paint it. We can recreate it with some color. We can tie a bow around it. It's all recreation. So one of the things we have to remember for sure, we are free to live. 3 things we should remember. We are free to live in an energized state of creative momentum. Change the flipping recipe. You do not like this, try something different. Our job is to create, number 2, and let go. Do it and let it fall where it may. Every day of our lives, our thoughts, our action, everything we do throughout our life, we should create every day. Our job is to create and let go every day of our lives, all through our lives. Create. We must, you see, because we have no idea when that great thing will show up, because we created it, we changed it, we reinvented it, how it was done. It might be a meal. Oh, that is so nice. What did you put in it? This time, I put this in it. Perhaps you put a spice they had never tasted. Like somebody who owns a farm sent me some, what it is? Lisa, that vegetable, arugula that they grow. And oh my God, no, just sent it the other day because they had it in a greenhouse. And the fragrance from it was intoxicating. So I've had some balsamic vinegar to drizzle on tomatoes. Lisa and I saw her daughter doing it and we bought it. So I got it and I drizzled it over my arugula with a tiny bit of Himalayan salt. And I could have eaten the whole bowl, including the bowl that it was in. It was so tasty. And that's what I mean. I didn't have the other things because I will not buy tomatoes in the winter. They're horrid. So I don't like the taste of them. So I invented that. Reinvention is what we must do. So remember, if you are standing and you do not know what to do, remember you were created to create. So jump in the line and create. And if you do not know what to do, where's appreciated for a work meeting today to excel further? Take it on, girl. You can call your guardian angel, Mabel, and ask her to step into the arena with you. You've got this, John. You have a guardian angel. You can do this. Go in. And like Maya Angelou said, when I show up for a meeting, a conference, or anything that I have to be there, I bring all my ancestors with me. And she says, I go in and I come to myself and I say, I come as one. I stand as 10,000. Powerful, isn't it? She's me. Of course, I remember. I have a phenomenal memory. I always have. So make sure you tell Mabel, you got this, right? I'm going to that meeting. Let's go together and let us rock their socks. Come on, you can do it. Guys, do not be afraid, Jean. Reinvent yourself today in front of them, knowing you've got it. You have your ancestors with you. Everybody that loves you, they will show up when you call them to help you. And of course, you have God. The universe is at your back and God is on your side. Go in there, woman, and do your best. No one can tell you you didn't do your best. If you know for sure, you have done your best. Have a great day, everybody. How did you like this? Let me just check to see who. Let me know if that topic today helped you or made you think a little bit. So let's check this. Kimberly, Betty, Nancy, Jean, Lisa, and Rosalind. Let me tell you something, Betty. I am so honored to have you come. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Rosalind. And thank you, Jean. Great momentum to hit the ground. Keep going. Hi, Tanaji. How are you feeling? Welcome. Happy New Year. Running. Take care, Jean. Be careful. Breathe into the day. It was great. So, thanks, Betty. I said Betty and I go back into TD Bank. I don't even know. Long ago. And you know, we are on Facebook. Hi, hello, how are you? Happy birthday. We see each other. We hug and kiss when we do meet somewhere. Thank you. And now, for the past few days, you have been coming to the morning blessings. But we've known each other for such a long time. In our 30s, maybe? And here we are. So, I appreciate you. I am happy and grateful that you come and you keep coming. And I hope you show up. You were guided here for a purpose. People do not come to the morning blessings just because they're wondering. Those who come to the morning blessings and are wondering, you can tell. They may come and, like the person yesterday that said, this 8 o'clock notification is just so much. I'm going to block it. Okay? It's not for them. It's like the vitamin you take. It might be good for your friend, it's not good for you. It might, what you do works for you. The shoe you wear works for your friend, it wouldn't work for you. But here you are. Thank you so much, Betty, for coming, because we go a long way. And I appreciate you. And I appreciate and I'm grateful for each and every one of you that showed up. So, you guys, I asked you earlier this week to let me know. It's really a blessing for the soul. Thank you. To let me know what state you're in, because the state that I have the most followers, I'm going to show up there one day and do before my birthday, and do a seminar workshop there. I said that, and Angelina jumped up and she said, "Oh, we can plan it." So I'm talking to Angelina on Sunday, and so to see what she can think about. So let's see what happens to that. I have to do it. You must do it. If you have it, it's inside of me. It has to come out. The experience has to be worth it. Because if I have a thought, I'm going to do my best. God willing, I'm coming. Please let me know. I will. So we'll see how it works out. But Angelina said when she heard that, I have an idea. And we'll see what happens. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Love you. And it is minus 12 Celsius here, so it's not very warm at all. I have to go out to get oat milk for my coffee. I have none. And that is in and out. So I know Wisconsin is cold, New York. I heard you guys having a little bit of a hard time. Jai, of course, is in New Orleans, so she must be warmer than us. Lisa, I don't know what your level, I love you too. Thanks, my dear. Same here, Jan. It's 7 a.m. in Wisconsin when Tessa. It's the best start of the day. With Tessa, it's the best start of the day. Thank you for you wonderful people. And then take care of yourself. The same amount of love you give to your children, your friends, and everybody, take a little bit and pour it on yourself. Angelina is in Pennsylvania. I met her. I did that reel with her. Lisa and I went. And she, I'm sure she just wants me. Where she took us, that cafe was beautiful. I'm sure that's what she's thinking of. I don't know. I'm talking to her Sunday afternoon, and we'll see how it goes. But let's see what happens. It's going to be fun. It comes an hour or two, something like that. Only 9 in Wisconsin. Only. You know, when I was doing my gratitude this morning, I almost did trip, and I want you guys to know that I'm quite capable of tripping 20s in New Orleans. Really? Rub it in, Jean, rub it in. I almost did a comparison thing, and I just in time I realized, no, you can't write that down. That was writing in my gratitude journal, and I was writing and recognizing it's extremely cold, and I was just on the verge of the half part of the sentence to say, well, at least somebody said about being cold, at least we have warmth, and we're not on fire and out of our house. I found myself heading down that rabbit hole, and I pulled myself back, and I said, no, I'm happy and grateful. I have a beautiful and comfortable home to live in. I am happy and grateful for all the lives and properties that are spared in California. I'm happy and grateful that Canada, Vancouver, and Montreal send water bombs to California. We always stand up for our friends across the border. 9/11, they all rushed to the East Coast. Planes were landing. And that's why there was a play on Broadway, and it's playing still, Come From Away. And down in the eastern provinces, they call it that. So that is something we have to keep in our mind. When we are being grateful about having a warm place to be in, do not say, well, at least we have a roof over our head, because that's where I was headed to fall into that pit. And I pulled myself up, and I decided, okay, what can a person in California be grateful for? Well, I saved my passport. I got my mother's wedding ring just in time. Something. So we always have to remember, do not do gratitude of comparison. when somebody else is suffering. Just be grateful for yourself and send a prayer, like somebody said, send a prayer. Ask for a prayer of guidance, support. If you have to be sympathetic, be that. If you need to empathize, be that. But do not say, like the man in the Bible, look at me, I am rich and poor. I'm not like rich and rich and rich. I'm not like that poor widow over there. That's not how we're supposed to do it. Have a great day. I love you. I told you I too will sleep. So when you sleep, be careful. Just remember, everybody sleeps. Recreate and reinvent yourself. So blessed to work indoors. Prayers for all this place. Yeah, I feel like 9 degrees. It feels like 9 degrees in New York. It's cold. Ladies, take care. Love you. Bye-bye.